I'm Pat Iyer, and I want to share with you some tips on the critical importance of website security. This is the second part of a two-part video. Does the concept of somebody trying to hack into your website give you the creeps? I get messages from my website security every week summarizing all the attempts of people or bots trying to break into my sites. I'm Pat Iyer, and I've been a legal nurse consultant since 1989. You understandably feel violated when your website is hacked, but the act has consequences. From a business perspective, it can cost you money, it can cost you your reputation, and you don't have to be a major, important corporation for this to happen. In fact, it's worse when it happens to a small business owner because corporations can survive and come back pretty easily. Having a hacked website can cost a small business owner hundreds and hundreds of dollars because you need somebody with special technical expertise to go in and clean your site. You don't want your domain forever blacklisted by the search engines because they think, don't go to that domain, it's got an infection. This is why you need a knowledgeable person handling the security and updating the security programs. You may have a good web designer who knows all about design. Sometimes web coders or web developers know a little bit more about security. But here's one of the questions that you should definitely ask somebody. What security measures will you be putting on my site? This is the question I'd ask web designers before I discuss how much they're going to charge me. If they tell you that your hosting service takes care of security, I wouldn't work with these people because that tells me they don't know what they don't know. Hosting companies have security on their services, on their servers, that's designed to protect their clients and their equipment as well as possible. But they can't protect you from yourself if you choose to stick your head in the sand and say, I don't need to know about security. You might get away with that for a year or more. You might get away with it longer. But you don't want to wait until the day somebody says, your site is trashed. Your site's been delivering pornographic email or pornographic images and downloading malware to everyone who hits your site. Google will slap you for that in a heartbeat. It's really hard and time-consuming and expensive to get rid of it. You could totally destroy your domain. If you've built your business based on your business name, what do you do when you have to change it? Again, we come back to an ounce of prevention being worth a pound of cure. Also look at security when you consider certain plugins. Rev Slider, the full name is Revolution Slider, for example, was very popular for a couple of years. People liked having sliders at the beginning of their sites because they provided an opportunity to show people different pieces of content or directions about information that they could follow. Rev Slider is a WordPress plugin, and it was hugely popular. But experts tell you that it's way too insecure. There were way too many security issues. There are better alternatives with fewer security issues these days on the market. Another plugin is iThemes Security. It used to be Better WordPress Security by Chris Wigman, and it was a great plugin. It was bought out by iThemes Security. While they've done a good job with it, they have put so much into it that it doesn't play well with other plugins. It will break your site. You're always playing a balancing game with security plugins. You want it to be secure, but at the same time, you don't want it to fight with your other plugins. That's why it's important to know how to configure them properly. Based on what I've learned, I recommend WordFence. It is designed for landing pages, which is a technical term for pages that keep distractions to an absolute minimum. These are very important to the structure of your site. They will help you generate traffic. Often a visitor has directly linked to your landing page because they've seen something free or a special report that you're offering. You want them to focus on this and sign up to get that offer. This is sometimes called a call to action. You want your landing page to be strongly focused on having the visitor respond to the call. However, when you're asking someone to make a specific decision or you're trying to focus them on one particular action, every relevant page on your site should also have a strong call to action. That's a reason for that person to be there. That call to action basically should allow them to learn why they should do business with you. You want landing pages to keep distractions to a minimum. They're very effective when you use custom opt-in forms because a lot of times they may have seen the same forms everywhere on multiple websites, and visitors get form blind. If your call to action is that you want them to fill in a form to contact you, make sure you're going to grab that person's attention. It's not usually going to be by using a form that they've seen on every other website they visited in the last 10 years. There are systems and templates that you can use to do that quickly and effectively and securely without having to learn how to be a coder. Without going into the technical details, the important principle is that there are tools to make updating a website easier, not necessarily more detailed. You don't necessarily have to have knowledge of HTML, which is hypertext markup language, in order to make changes on your website. That system of getting changes done is easier and easier in the sense that they have systems now that did not exist in the past. There are systems for automating follow-up and autoresponders, and those are becoming more efficient. In a lot of cases, they're becoming cheaper or free. In conclusion, it's important to think about the appearance, the functionality, and the words of your website. Having done that, be sure you don't jeopardize your time and your energy by having a website whose security can be compromised. Be proactive about website security. That will save you a ton of grief and aggravation. You don't know what you don't know about website security when you first start a site. Have a knowledgeable person handle the security. Landing pages are designed to focus on your call to action. They should have a minimum of distractions. Did you see the first video in this series? Click on the link in the upper corner to go there now. Get more by subscribing to this YouTube channel. I'll see you again soon.